Let's get it. Let's get it. So, you feel like women should use emotions or logic when dating?
Oh my God, I can't believe you asked me that question. Both, but so I mean, you've got to, yeah, and you know, like maybe like 60-40, 70-30, 70 being emotion.
And the other 40 is what, logic?
Logic and practicality and your brain and just like common sense.
So which one do you use?
I lead with my heart. Always.
How often has your heart succeeded? How often was you
My
successful?
heart has failed every time, but my gut has not. So
Okay.
my gut always been right. That little voice, you know, that you hear in the back of your head.
Yeah.
Or that get in your actual stomach. Yeah, that's always been right. It's never let me down before.
Right. So they go back to the original one. So should women use their heart or logic?
What was that? Tell me that again.
So they use their heart or their logic though. You think they should use their mind or they should use their emotions?
I feel like the emotions have to be there. Like, there's got to be an initial, like, attraction and chemistry and connection of some sort. And that's all emotion. But, like, in my case, in the past, I've dated what you would consider bad boys, mostly. Like, they had to have, like, it was almost like it was required. They had, like, 10 million tattoos and a record and just bad boys. I don't know, like Yellow Wolf or something, like that type.
Okay.
And it never led me down any good path ever.
Right.
I got lucky though, and I have a connection with someone who's, I wouldn't call him a bad boy at all, but I mean, he's stubborn, but I like him.
Okay.
On both. It's like intellectually, you have to have a connection too with your mind and your brain, but you have to think about things. You know, like I would never do long distance, and I use logic on that because to me, logic says I know myself. I need a lot of attention. A long distance relationship is not going to give me that. Right. So I would never.
Thanks. Okay. How do women manipulate men?
Oh, in so many ways. God, sex. I try not to be manipulative, but I'm capable of it. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not. Everybody's capable of it.
Okay.
There's a lot of women that are different. See, like, I'm not like a gold digger, or I don't judge someone by like how much money they have, what they drive. Status doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is if they're an honest, good person.
Okay. Usually women don't want good men until they about 45 and up when they pass their glory days.
I'm 40 and I finally learned my lesson.
Wait, let me finish. They don't usually want good men until they about 45 with 3 or 4 kids, and that's when reality begins to set in. Fuck all that bullshit. That shit is here today and gone tomorrow. Guys, don't you believe that shit? Well, go ahead.
Don't believe what?
When we these young women out here want goddamn long-lasting and meaningful relationships, they want their back blown out by bad boys and shit. That's what they really want.
Right. And until they become a certain age, and then they learn that that's not going to get them anywhere.
Yep. Okay. You believe in this quote? Women are like cats. Being too quick wanting sex scares them away.
Yes.
True or false?
True.
Why you agree? Why you think that's true?
Well, in my case, because women tend to think like when a man wants sex too quickly, that's all he wants. So it scares them that if they give that to him, then he's going to disappear.
Like ghosts. Okay. On a first date, should you avoid topics such as religion, politics, and past relationships on first dates? True or false?
I don't know. I think that I'm one of those people that's like hit, just go for it. And those are important things that are like fundamental things that could cause issues in relationships, because relationships have three things that will make them fail: finances, family, and faith. All of that. And then you gotta add, finances. So money's actually the biggest.
But my thing is this right here, though. You got billionaires and millionaires and thousandaires getting divorced. So how is money a big factor? I don't understand.
They getting divorced probably because the woman or whomever is not rich, wants them, and they were just with them because they had money anyway.
Bill Gates got a divorce, and Bill Gates is a multi-billionaire. His ex-wife would never find another man successful and rich as him. Jeff Bezos is a billionaire.
It's about success, but she don't need it now. She's got his money.
But I'm saying, though, women say money is a reason why divorce, but them people got plenty of money and resources. It got to be more than money. Go ahead.
Maybe he worked too much.
Okay.
Maybe she didn't have enough attention. Maybe he did. Maybe you never know what happens in other people's relationships, I'm not saying that family, faith, and finances are always the case, but they're huge ones. And so the topics that you said on a first date, I believe it's okay to graze that a little bit. Maybe don't get so in depth, but graze it a little bit just to know if you have like those surface things in common, because the surface things that sometimes become the big things in the end. Just like when you first date somebody, this happens a lot with people. You first date somebody, like all the things you find endearing about them and cute and whatever, in the end, by the end of that relationship, all those things are going to be the things that aggravate the dog shit out of you, and you're going to hate it.
Right. Okay.
And every relationship I've had, it has happened to me.
Okay, cool. We're going to move on to the next topic. When you're meeting a person for the first time, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative. True or false?
True. Absolutely true.
Okay. Facts. What are you starting to dislike as you get older?
As far as like dating goes?
Yeah, dating.
Well, I dislike an ego. A big one, like an ego, conceitedness. Somebody who thinks they're so fly that like you'd be lucky to have them or something. And I just like the whole like bad boy thing now. I stay away from it. It's almost like just it turns me off. If a guy being talked down to, you know what I mean? Like, rather than talked to or not at, to, as being treated equally, or not being, what I hate would be not being treated as an equal in the relationship. Like, my concerns and my wants and needs matter as much as the other person's. That's what I want. I believe you get what you give. And if you're not getting what you're given, then that's when you need to step back and figure out what you need to do different.
Okay, facts. We're going to move on then. What's the most beautiful feeling in the world to you?
Love.
Okay, love. L-O-V-E or L-O-U-V?
L-O-V-E.
What do L-O-U-V mean to you?
It's like you tell your friend, like, I love you. I mean, you might love them, but it's like a different level. It's like a lower level of love. Like, if I'm writing L-U-V, I'm either lazy or I don't mean like I'm not in love with you. I just love you. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you believe if somebody sleep with enough people, they run the risk of marrying the wrong one? Let me read back. You believe if someone sleep with enough people, they run the risk of marrying the wrong one, and then again, if they sleep with enough of them, they may not want to marry at all? You agree or disagree? True or false?
I agree in some cases because it depends. Like if they're sleeping with a bunch of people and that's what they're basing their opinion of the relationship on is just sex, then it's going to fail because sex is only part of a relationship. And even the best ones are work. So they could run the risk of like having too many options.
You think people get distractions? Wait a minute. You said options. Don't you think a lot of people get options misconstrued with distractions, taken away from their purpose?
Yeah. Having too many options makes you think you have options, but really your actual options that you should be focusing on, you're not because you've got all this other crap going on and they're distractions. You know what I mean?
Right. When people say options, they make it seem like they got clothes and shoes. Like you dealing with human beings right now. Yeah.
A lot of women look at it that way.
Yeah, and men too. It's just very it's very sickening to me when I hear that right there. Now, this is the truth. They say psychology say no matter how good you are to people, people will judge you according to their own insecurities. You agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay. Well, what's a small thing you can tell a lot about a person?
When it comes to a man, how he treats his mother can tell you a lot about him.
Okay.
A woman, that's hard.
Don't you feel like if she has a bad relationship with her father and she got a helicopter mom, most likely that's going to be a bad woman right there to marry?
It all depends because people react to their situations different. Like, I didn't have a mom growing up, but I have the traits of someone who did because I refused to let that particular situation affect me. I was a daddy's girl. Still am. And so I had a good relationship with my dad. But that has made me, like, for some reason, I don't know, I need to be needed.
Okay.
Like, if I'm not, I don't feel worth anything. I don't know how to, like, a lot of women base their self-worth on how they're treated in a relationship.
Okay, interesting. We're going to move on. They say... You said what?
I don't think men do that.
Do what? He's breaking up.
Base their self-worth on how the woman treats them.
I think a lot of men do, but there's not enough spaces for them to talk about. They're not comfortable letting out their insecurities enough, though. But women are. But
right.
Yeah.
Taboo, like, because men aren't supposed to be emotional or whatever.
Yeah, that's a conversation itself. We're going to move on. Now, this is another quote I've seen. They said the majority of females, 60%, reported wearing high heels for a date with an attractive guy. In contrast, only 22% of females reported wearing high heels for a date with an unattractive guy. Females avoid wearing high heels when anticipating interaction with an unattractive guy. You agree or disagree with that?
I agree with that.
Why you agree with that?
Women are very, what's the word I'm looking for? Shallow.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I want you to go over in a little bit more detail. You say they shallow, so you agree with that? If they don't wear high heels on a date, you're not the one.
No, not necessarily not the one. They just don't. They think that they're above that person. Like, you know how, like, you'll look at a couple and you'll see a really hot girl with a guy. You're like, how the hell did he pull that? So, like, that situation. Like, if the woman thinks that she's hotter or hot and that he's just okay and she's just going out with him, what for? Maybe, I don't know, because just to find out if he might be someone she might like or something. She's just less likely to go all out appearance-wise than she is for a man who she thinks is hot, because if she thinks he's hot, then she's going to want him to think that she's hot, so she's going to go all out. But if she sees the guy as someone a little less attractive on the level that she is, she's like, well, he's probably just going to be lucky to be on a date with me.
Usually those women who think like that, do you believe that? Okay, and I'm glad you mentioned that. The women who feel like they're above these guys that they go on a date with, but why you gave them your number and went on a date with them, I don't understand. Do you believe those women really end up finding somebody? Because I don't think those women end up finding nobody at the end.
Some of them, no. I mean, I think they're there for like a free meal. Some people are just opportunists. They want to go out with someone just to see, like, hey, what can this person provide to me? What can I get out of this person?
Right.
I mean, there was a time in my life where I kind of thought like that.
Do you feel like females who think they have low self-esteem and daddy issues?
It's not always daddy issues, no.
Or mommy issues, or they have insecurities of their own that they haven't dealt with?
Yeah, it stems from the way they grew up, and a lot of times it does come from their parents.
I believe they have unsolved daddy issues, and they look like that. But guys, if you experience something like that, just walk away and move on, guys. Don't negotiate with hoes. You gotta let a hoe be a hoe, guys. You gotta let them be what they is. You can't negotiate with them. We gotta move on then. Do you feel like the person who cares the least has the most power in a relationship?
Yeah. Absolutely can, because the other person's going to spend their time trying to make that person more.
Okay, do you feel like porn has ruined young men to losers, has turned young men to losers, and Instagram and TikTok has ruined women?
I don't know how Instagram and TikTok can ruin women, but as far as porn ruining men, I don't personally watch it. My boyfriend does. It really it kind of bothers me that he does, but then at the same time, I'm like, whatever, it's fake. Like, guys are just visual creatures. So I feel like porn's more for them than women, but I'm different in a lot of aspects when it comes to that.
Well, we make very clear, women watch just as much porn as men. And more graphic.
That's what I've been told, but I'm just not one of them.
Yeah, and they watch more graphic and detailing ones too, like more like strong graphic ones type shit. So women have been consuming enough porn just as much as men. I think the men are just openly and honest about that.
Yeah,
right.
You're right. Because they're men and they're allowed to be.
Can you name a TV show in the past 15 years that shows a married couple with or without kids? The man is painted as a provider, leader, and well respected by family and peers. The man is intelligent and has his own house in order and cares about his health.
And the man cares about his health?
Yes.
On a TV show?
In the past 15 years.
Does reality TV count?
I guess, yeah.
Well, The Bachelor would be one. They're not married, but... No, not bad. Don't count. They're not married.
Yeah, they're not married.
Well, how about a movie? Like, 50 Shades of Grey.
No.
That don't count?
No, doesn't count at all.
Well, I don't watch a lot of TV, but, no, I can't.
Okay.
I can't think of one.
Facts, because there is none. Okay, good. In 3 words or less, what is the purpose of marriage?
Commitment.
Okay.
Security.
Mm-hmm. What's another one?
Just love. Just because you love that person and you want them. And you know you do forever.
Well, why would you want somebody who don't want you? That's why I always tell people, why would you want somebody who don't want you?
Well, if someone's going to marry you, then you assume they want you.
Yeah. Okay. 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 If you don't know how to love yourself, how would you love someone else?
You're asking the wrong one on that. I've been trying to figure that out myself.
Okay.
I believe that the people who don't necessarily love themselves as much as they do other people, they just have low self-esteem, and